A big welcome to you, Capricorn. Now again, we have your reading. Remember, this reading, the way it is happening today, happens only once a year. Yeah? This constellation, where the sun now is in the star card, is in Aquarius, is in hope, and the moon is in your sign, right? In Capricorn, in the devil, in the dark side. So it's like two energies coming together. Happens only once a year, right? We have 3 days, this constellation. Today it started. We have then again tomorrow and Wednesday, the same constellation. When I'm doing the reading, always at the beginning from the constellation, because it's just like you can feel the energy is just like it's shifting, it's changing. So the star, right? The star started with the inauguration, and we did feel the hope. We did feel that we look up because the sun is the ego. The ego is looking out and saying, oh my God, right? We need a change. We need to have something that changes on this earth. This is the Earth star. And as you can see here, right, there is this circle around and the 7th star coming down. So there is this beautiful energy of the star people. We are the star people, right? David Bowie was very much into the star. I think he's an Aquarius. So it's the hope star. The star is this liberation as well, right? We're looking up now, not really looking up all the time, but in a way the internet is going up into an energy where we can grow, right? Where we can move forward. And it is the age of Aquarius that we're moving into. So this month is very much clearly showing us already, like, when we give ourselves the light, we can give the light to others. There's no other way, right? It's not like we wait that someone gives us the light. They don't have energy for that. They don't have even time for that. They need to give themselves the energy. So we see here, this is all women, right? Here as well, a woman there, she becomes even the river, right? Her lower part, her legs become the river. So here one is in water, one is on earth, right? Aleister Crowley didn't really make that a point. I guess when you look closer at it, you do see that there is somehow the feet of this lady are somehow touching something like earth and something like water. Now here, this is the star card, just simply the star, androgynous, right? It doesn't have a sex, it doesn't have an energy in that sense. That's why also the Aquarian people are sometimes quite a little bit detached, right? They're not so drawn into the human drama. They're stars, they're star people. My star started with painting the universe coming down and the earth coming up, and making in itself a hexagram, making in itself again and again what is above is below, right? The hexagram right here above her head. Again and again we see what comes down also goes up. The 8th star is you, is we the people can become the Earth star, right? Then I painted it like this, like the stars falling down, and it's becoming more and more human from the 7th chakra on, with here connected to the hexagram. And then I mixed it, and then I did everything together, the mountain, the universe, the 8, the infinite symbol of the 8. This is not here anymore, but here I also drew kind of like an 8 symbol, right? And the star or the hexagram that is actually also giving us the light from this on. But I like this star more than this, so I will change that in the next drawing that I'm doing with the star card, right? So there's always an evolution going on, right? It keeps changing, it keeps moving. You, Capricorn, are now, of course, the devil. And the devil as we know, is that energy that we get attached to, the material energy. You are one of the earth signs, though, that climbs up. The Taurus is one of the most earthy energy, right? It's down on the ground. You already can climb up onto the mountain. The pentagram pointing downwards as that attachment to a material, as the dark side, but it's also an attachment to a ritual, right? You are giving us the sexual energy that is literally through the hormones within us. We can almost not escape this, right? Very clearly, we are attached on a level that it's very difficult for us to get out. Aleister Crowley even made literally a penis out of it, even though he says this is the tree of life. It looks very much like a phallus, right? And then Mystic Monday, again, we see that when we go up into our reptilian brain, we have access to a higher consciousness through the horns that are always in a spiral pointing upwards, giving us the opportunity to get out, right? When we go deep into our reptilian brain, we can get up into the enlightenment. And interesting enough, I didn't see it last time when I did your reading. This time I see she didn't even draw eyes, which means she's very much connected to the third eye, because everywhere is the third eye. Here is the third eye, and here the pentagram is pointing to the third eye, right? So very clearly she doesn't even have eyes. She's literally looking inwards, and when we look inwards, we can see then the light. We can see that this is always within us. The light is within us, but we gotta get up into that consciousness, right? From the deep down, sometimes from this deep dark path up into the reptilian brain, up to the mammalian brain, up into the neocortex. It's like, it's work. Now here we have the Greek god Pan. Greek god Pan is giving us an awareness of, again, a sexual ritual. He is literally exhausted from lovemaking. And then, of course, from the Greek god Pan comes panic, pandemic, the flute, pan flute, right, where they play to get us into the game. Music, of course, is then also very clearly connected to that. So I painted you as the dancer. For me, you are this infinite dancer in a game of dark and light, of nature versus sometimes consciousness, right? We're trying to destroy nature. Meanwhile, we have to really look into the natural cycle. And here I am starting to draw a new card, and I took away the green, right? So now here I wanted you to see that I haven't yet drawn her with the dark, but it's this, when we come together, we see in this inner eye, when the light and the dark comes together, we can come to the third eye, to the inner eye, the pentagram pointing down, but only because it's this earthy energy. Here I wanted to do the 10 Sephirot, right, that are ruling then over us, right? 5 upwards, 5 downwards. I'm still working on this new thing of like the light and the dark. There is, of course, more dark, so I have to figure out to make this also dark, and a little bit of light is coming, and it's almost like this is the sun, right? So I'm gonna paint again on this card of yours. This is, for me, the dancer pose is a beautiful position. It's a balance, and when we balance, we need to focus on the third eye so we can balance, and hence I was choosing the dancer because, again, the Greek god Pan is a dancer, is a player, and that I want to bring into the yoga pose, right? Because when you do the yoga pose, then you are becoming this energy. If your birthday is between December 12th to January 8th, you are the classical Queen of Pentacles, right? The Queen of Pentacles, again, very fertile, very, she's also organized, right? She is, Capricorns are eager, right? They want to achieve something in their lives. They're not just like, because they're climbing up the mountain, right? When you look at the goat, they're doing, right? They're going for it. They're very driven to get somewhere, to do something. Sometimes then also on the way they can get a little bit attached to the financial, to this. But here she holds the light within her, right? Very beautiful. Again, you're the spider woman in the native Indian, right? And here you are again, this beautiful lady holding the coin, holding the pentagram. Here I love how they did like the white and the black intertwined within your head, right? You need to find the connection between dark and white, dark and light, okay? On your days it's a little more colder. Today it's like mixed, it's rainy, sometimes a little sun comes out. And then on a day like Earth Day, we like to eat roots and salty things, right? The body parts for you are your knees and the skin and the bones, right? Very important for you that you take care of your bones and your skin. And then your system is the cardiovascular system, so very good for you to walk, to jog, to get that system actually going, okay? Good. I don't know if you hear someone is working. It's a little annoying, so I'm going to quickly close the window. Right, when they're working, sometimes I hear them outside. But nevertheless, since the corona outbreak, it's much more quiet outside, right? We don't have that noise anymore. It's kind of very interesting what that does with us, right? We become so much more sensitive than when there is noise again. Good, so let's see. Again, remember this constellation is only once a year happening, where the sun is in Aquarius and the moon is in your sign, right? Also, the other planets are, of course, in a sign that we are not looking at right now. So, otherwise the reading gets way too long. And I keep it like 45 minutes is the max, right? Or 50 minutes. Okay, so let's see what the tarot, or the tarot, right? It's this Jewish wild child wants to tell you. Now, it's not that I'm looking into the future. It's not that I'm doing a fortune telling. It's not that I'm giving you the solution, right? It's inspiring you to look at this moment in fresh new eyes, right? Each zodiac sign or each human being lives or is the master in their universe. And we think we understand the world. We think that we can tell others, look, this is how it works for me. Do it like this. No, you cannot do that, right? Each human being is completely different. And we gotta see that when we get these cards in our decks, right? It's an inspiration to understand other people, to see how they function, right? And the first thing that you see here is a woman walking away, right? is walking away from a situation, from emotional situation, right? Again, the cups are water, are feelings, right? And for earth signs, even though water is part of the earth, water is completely different than earth. Earth has many elements, right? But here you have water as that fertile, again, that fertility energy, right? It's emotions, it's feelings, which sometimes it is difficult for a Capricorn to understand. Emotions, I mean, so what, right? Let's come to black and white, but there's a gray zone we want to come into. And the Eight of Cups talks about Saturn in Pisces, and Saturn is structure, which you get very clearly because Saturn is also part of your, right? You are in Saturn. Saturn is at home in your sign. Saturn with the ring, the ring of gas ring around, and walking away from an emotional imbalance maybe, or from, you have done this infinite times, right? 8 is the number infinite. You've done infinite time already. This, you have learned your lesson, you have understood it, and you're like, okay, I'm moving forward, right? I'm going to the number 9. I'm going to completion, because the number 8 is Hood from the Tree of Life, right? It's also connected to infinity. It's this understanding that we are moving always, because the loop of 8 and coming down in the other loop, like I told you here in this, right, 8, there is constantly an infiniteness, infinite energy playing on us. And so now you don't want to be in this infinite loop anymore. You want to go to the 9, right? And there is this one cup still. All the other ones have gone down into the lake, into the ocean, or whatever this body is, right? This body of water. Okay, so you're moving on. You're moving on emotionally, you're moving on, you have understood something, and you're walking towards the light, right? This is a beautiful way of seeing, hey, I am going towards this sunrise or sunset, right? Now, when it's in the left corner, apparently it's sunrise. The Pisces is the spiritual, the divine love, the higher love, a love that you, with discipline searching, you are structured and say, I'm going to find the happiness and the divine love within me. Because no one can give it to you. If you don't give it to you, who will? So you are moving on. And you are courageous. You are blocking people who tell you, no, don't move on, right? Don't go. And she has her eyes closed and she has her back to us and she's looking inside this bubble. Again, it almost looks like a part of the 8. She's strong because she goes from 7 to 8. Right? Because there is a little connection here that indicates there is another, right, level. So she was strong. And she looks at the 8 and she's strong and she says, yes, I'm moving forward, right? Yes, I'm doing this, right? I don't want to be here anymore where people are attacking me, where people giving me all these, like, maybe telling her what to do and how to do it. All right, in emotions, we gotta figure out ourselves. And we don't learn it now, we learn it in the next round. And it's okay, right? If we're not learning it right now in this round, and we have to go another round, that's okay. Because she has the light within her when she is in her center. When she is in her center, in that where she finds, yes, the light and the black create a gray zone, but I am staying in the light. I am the light. And it is meditation, right? It is looking inwards. It is closing your eyes so that you don't even have eyes, right? You only see with the third eye that, yes, I gotta move on. It's not the outer eye that sees I gotta move on. It's the third eye that sees there is more. When we close our eyes, right, in the darkness, people say, what's so wrong with the light? Well, in the light, everything has been created, right? It's almost like we cannot see what could be created still, right? And in the dark, when we learn to go and look within, and the face is light, when we look within, we find the path up into a higher consciousness. So you are strong in your actions to protect your move. And what do you get? The sun, right? And it is the sun that comes back from the 21st of December. That's where the longest night happened. The longest night happened, and again, it's becoming now lighter and lighter and lighter again, right? We're going again towards the summer, towards your opposite sign, which is Cancer. We're going again towards more sun, towards success, towards opening. You walking towards the sun, right here. You walking towards the sun. It's actually coming after, right? So the sun is in the corner, and there it is. You walk to the sun. You see that? And then look what you're doing. But it's because you went into an inner work, into a more powerful inner work, working with yourself. Eight and seven is the number 15. The number 15, this is your card. You walk to yourself, but of course you walk to decide to be in the light. The white thread, the white thread, the white thread. And then what happens? You are going to be in the 6, going back down from 7 to 6, right? Because the 7 was Mars in Leo, and now you go down into Jupiter in Leo. And Jupiter is again, the success is again standing up and saying, hey, here I am. I'm successful because I have understood something. I have walked away and I have understood that I'm strong. I learned my lesson, and now I can be successful again, right? Because that's what this does. Look, her arm up, her arms up, right? And it's very interesting because her arms are down, her arms are in the Namaste. Then came the sun, right? Because you understood the union within. And so now we have again an evolution even in the arm movement. You see that? Here you do it because you are understood something very powerful to the sun, to the center of our galaxy. And where is the sun? In the hope, in Aquarius. So that you can stand here again and put your arms up and be that empowered personality. Be that strong woman that the universe wants you to be. Be again the star, be in the hope, because sometimes we lose the hope. Sometimes we don't realize we are star. We are the star, right? We lose the hope sometimes, particularly in your sign, right? Or the moon in this inner energy, in the introverted energy. We lose in the dark. We lose because the moon has no light on its own. So the sun in Aquarius is shining a light onto the moon and bringing hope to us. And to you, of course, right? It's interesting because life throws us, and throws us emotional difficulties, right? It's not through the thoughts that we grow. Thoughts are the beginning, but then we have to act. And when we act, right, we feel. A feeling can only come because I have experienced something. And an action, right? An action is because I had a thought and I acted upon the thought. And here again, you're acting. You're acting and say, I am the one that can overcome or walks away and stands in my light. I'm standing in my own light. Right? So thoughts are here to inspire us, and then we act upon them, and then we have the result, the feeling. And it's only through the feelings that we grow. The feelings make us grow. Okay. So this is interesting because in the German reading I had this card as well. The 5 of Cups, right? So you're walking away and there is still something lingering in you, but this is important because the 5 of Cups is Mars and Scorpio. And Scorpio is the one that says, I'm searching deeply for self-love. And sometimes, even though this is sucking me in, when I'm on the outside rim of something that's moving, it sucks me in. Do I go into the center? Do I go into the middle? Then I don't feel the spinning. Okay? So you walk away, and you need to walk into your center. So you need to walk into the 5, which is the center of 10. See that? You're not walking to the 9, to the completion. You're walking to the center. And even though sometimes it's sad to go into the center and to look truly at yourself and see what's still there that's sad, can I accept that sad part? Can I accept the dark side, right? Can I accept that black and white are giving contrast to life? So you're walking down, and also you're starting to understand that sometimes, yes, you protect yourself, right? And then you are successful, right? And then, of course, something else still lingers within you that needs to be like accepted as well, right? It's like we cannot just always be in the light. Not always the sun comes and goes, right? The sun is up and then the sun is back on the other side. So where is this leading you? Liberation, absolute liberation. I have here a card of the Judgment, right? The Judgment sounds always like someone is judging us. So it's actually for me more the liberation, the wake-up call. And for me it's Shavasana. When I'm in Shavasana, I allow myself to liberate something that is connected, of course, to the star. I will again create here the star around here, because this rainbow is making again a star out of me. So in this month of being the sun in the star, you are reawakening. You are coming back to be a star. You are coming back to the hope. You're coming back to a liberation, because the more you allow to go and accept sometimes the sadness that overcomes us, it's in all of us, the more you are able to liberate, the more you're able, and that's what Shavasana does. In Shavasana, we lie down, we go to another dimensions with our third eye, with our inner looking inwards. We go to other places, right? And we understand when we come back, we are born, reborn, right? Newborn. A new energy has liberated, right? Something needed to grow, something needed to free itself. You can see it very clearly, right? You look, you go down. So where you down, you release again up, because everything like Jupiter, right? The Five of Cups is Mars in Scorpio, the deep love of going down. Eight of Cups is Saturn in Pisces, again a deep love for yourself, right? Seven of Wands, Mars in Leo, and then Leo in Jupiter. Everything is spinning, everything is turning, except our sun. It's fixed. It's the center of our galaxy. So if you connect with the sun, if you connect with the light, with the little horn inside of you, with the third eye, with the inner looking, you can overcome this little difficulty. It's not just little, it's quite intense, because it's a major arcana, right? It's right after this comes the world, right? So after this, you can be again participating in the world, right? You are rejuvenated, you are a new person, you let go of an old part of you. Wow, this is interesting. We also had the Cancer in the German reading, so there's already two cards leaping over from the German reading, right? If you're German, if you speak German, you can look at the Der mystische Heiler, yeah? So what comes after this liberation? Healing, deep healing, because this is Cancer, right? This is a court card. This is the Queen of Cups. Have a look that this woman, right here, you walk now to a deep healing, right? You went back down and you looked again once more, because yes, all of this wonderful, but sometimes we need to go a little deeper, right? We need to go a little more into what's really down there. What happened to my life when I was younger, or when I was making decisions in my life that maybe weren't so good for me, right? Moving forward. So you are now this one cup here. Of course, this one cup is right here, and she is in the center of the wheel, of the spinning of this life and healing. You're healing yourself emotionally. You are on an emotional self-healing path. That's the sentence that I'm gonna write down. You are on an emotional self-healing path. So, and where is this self-healing path leading you to? Wow. More letting go. Really letting go. Wow. I mean, this is like truly letting go. And be divine guided. Only the divine can guide you here. In these kind of openings, this is water, this is mem, the word mem. Open up to that love. Open up to that inner light within you. Find your little horn. Okay, what's at the bottom of the deck? The Tower. And you see the love, the heart in here, right? In this lightning. Something needs to go. Something says, okay, you gotta go. You gotta move forward. Nothing stays the same. Nothing stays fixed. Don't hold on to the past. And I want to read you something out of this book that I found, and I want you to just hear this. The sorcerer Don Juan spoke of a warrior as one having no personal history. By this he meant that to be a person of power, one must let go of the memory of one's own failures. You must re-evaluate. You must revalue. You must live and go forward. I don't know, this was, I knew I would read this at the end, but it's so clear. You have let go of something that needs to be gone. No more. A warrior cannot hold on to all the failures that he did. And yeah, there is, with love, coming something that says, gone, done, finished, because this comes after, right? The Capricorn, the devil. After the devil comes the second stage. This is the first stage, red, right? The first chakra. This is the second chakra. So also, of course, an orgasmic energy is coming and shifting and changing you and saying, get rid of this, right? Now, funny enough, very orangey here, so that you can stand up there and say, yes, I am me. I am here, right? Do I want a clarification card? Let's see what comes out. Maybe for the Five of Cups, right? What's really the Five of Cups and the Judgment? Now it's raining. Very interesting. Right before there was a little sun, right? Before I started the reading, and now it's raining. The Tower is intense, but the Tower is always, remember, deep liberation, right? Deep liberation into the butterflies, 4 of them, right? And of course, everything that comes from above is coming because you almost decided, when you were a soul, you decided to go through this lesson. Whatever lesson you're going through, right? Whatever liberation, true healing, liberation you're going through, accept it. It's only for the greater good of you. And of course, when I lifted the card underneath was the King of Cups, and he or she, this person, right, is helping you the same way this person is helping you to overcome this difficult situation, right? There's people in your life that can come and help you, and they are both connected to emotions and love. So maybe you are truly walking to a unification, to an inner unification within you between male and female, right? In this consciousness, in this awareness, maybe also in this orgasmic state within you. Not because someone is giving you the orgasms, because you give yourself the orgasm. Okay, I do 3 more. If not, I take the card on the bottom. Thank you. Look at you. Here you are, Queen of Earth. All this, you know why? So that you can be you. This is you. All this is you doing it for yourself. Beautiful. All the difficulties in life are worth to be lived. All the sadness is bringing you deeper down to you. All the liberation is bringing you to you. All the healing is not for others, is for you, right? All the letting go is for you. All the falling apart, the breaking apart is for the better you. There's no other way than just here you are finding yourself, right? Being truly with yourself. And what's coming after is the 3 of Wands, right? New exploration, new going out there into the world and saying, I want to know what else is there. Go for it, right? Because the 3 is the Sun in Aries, and Sun in Aries is saying there are opportunities always, right? It never stops. It never stops, right? So then you go forward and you go into, right, creating something new, a new creative endeavor. Wands, right? Because you have understood Wands actions create then emotions, right? Emotions don't just come. Emotions come because we did something. We actively made something happen, right? We active said, okay, I'm gonna go and do this, right? And of course, here comes the Sun. Wow, beautiful. Okay, that's it. This is your reading, my dear Capricorn. You will be okay. You will arrive at yourself so that you can do new things and learn and grow and have exciting new things, right? Look how cute. She's like in her little boat. She's like, yep, I'm going. The world is waiting for me. Awesome. I see you again when the Sun is in Pisces, in the moon, and the moon again in your sign, right? Thank you for watching. Namaste.